So our travels today hopefully will illustrate London's 2,000-year-long story. And I hope it will, well, most of all, that you'll really enjoy it. But if this is a first visit, it might make some sense of the place, because it's very mixed, very, very diverse, very higgledy-piggledy and jumbled up, and you'll see why as you hear the story.
St. Paul's Cathedral. Beautiful weather, great sky.
66. It's located near the main door, the Great West Door, over to our left, because the act of Christian baptism symbolises the beginning of a journey through life. So generally, a font will be located near the main entrance to a church.
That is a baptismal font.
Yes,
You're going to need a stool.
Yeah. Yes, it's huge, isn't it? Yes, it is still in use. Right, we will move along a few yards. Now, we're looking at the monument directly opposite. Can everybody see? It's big. In fact, it's the biggest monument on the floor of St. Paul's Cathedral. And it commemorates the life of a man called Arthur Wellesley, born in Dublin into the Irish aristocracy. Arthur Wellesley became a very notable military leader, an army commander, and is most remembered really for having achieved with his allies the victory at the Battle of Waterloo, fought on what is now Belgian soil in 1815, when the old enemy Napoleon Bonaparte was finally vanquished. So Arthur Wellesley gained notoriety as a military commander, but when he left the army, when he retired from the army in later life, he served other roles in public life. He was Prime Minister twice.
So this is St. Paul's Cathedral. Friday, September 15th, 2023. The main hall of the cathedral. Super dome. So this is the church. We have the altar. And then we have the important people altar. I can hear that they're practicing their song.
It's wonderful. I thought it was just a recording.
You know, this is just for us. Our serenade.
That's it. Is that included or is that extra?
No charge. one of the side areas of the cathedral.
It's the American Chapel.
So this is the American Chapel.
It's dedicated to all the U.S. servicemen that were stationed in England during the war, and they all died.
So those servicemen that gave their lives during World War II in England. The sun is coming through real nice. So this is the book.
Yes.
And this has all the states in it?
All the 28,000 names of the Americans that
Oh,
died
man.
in the name of World War II protecting England.
So now going down to the crypt. Stairs are slippery, so let's take a handrail. So Christopher Wren, The Quest for Knowledge. And he did a lot of stuff in England. St. Paul's Cathedral in ruins. And yes, Dan, there's a gift shop, always at the exit. And probably the most important place of the whole thing is the Louvre, the water closet, the bathroom.
To the right, they both have their backs to us. So that means we're leaving the City of London. We're back in the City of Westminster. There's a difference of 20 feet between high and low tides as measured at London Bridge. And of course, the tides are governed by the sea tides. The Thames empties into the North Sea about 40 miles east of London. So that's where it finishes. And before the end of the last ice age, the Thames was a tributary of the Rhine, when what are now the British Isles were part of the European mainland.
Buckingham Palace. Changing of the guards. Well, you can hear them. We got the horses coming in first. Ah, there we go. Here's where the show is. And the band comes in. And more to come. And they enter the gates to the Buckingham Palace. And the gates are closed. An exiting of the guards. Well, we're following Carol with the big French flag, and we are going back to the bus.
In the 18th century, when this was London's latest trendy area to come shopping in, this was the new way to shop in these covered areas, covered passages. People could come and browse, make their purchases in safety, out of the weather and away from the riffraff out on the streets. The Burlington Arcade was opened in 1811.
Piccadilly Circus. The Tower of London. Look at all these different animals. There's the Tower of London right there. And it's a fortress built around the Tower of London. Well, there's various walls of defense. And this is the Byward Tower of 1280. So then there's a second wall of defense, and you can see it at the Bell Tower. So a complete second wall of defense. Torture Tower. So this building here is the Tower of London. All these walls were made to protect it. Going to the Crown Jewels. Look at that. Crown Jewels. So this is where the torturing was done. The Bloody Tower.
That was actually kind of terrifying.
Oh, looks like a rack of some kind here. This is the wall, the inner wall, and that's the outer wall, and then there's a moat. Hey, let's go into the White Tower. The White Tower and Royal Armories. Let's head on up. Look at this. 204 steps in total. Let's go. Count them. 1. Composite armor for man and horse. Boy, he was well armored. Horsey almost. Horse with composite armor. King Henry VIII. Gift armor of Charles. Made for Henry, Prince of Wales. Pikeman's armor and cannons. Ooh, one guy won, one guy lost. More stairs that we can climb, like a bonus. St. John's Chapel. And just when you thought you went through all the stairs, there's some more stairs. Oh, so now we got dragon armament. I like it. So coins have been produced in London since the Roman period from 1278-79. Yeah, make them coins. So here we have the map room. Ooh, look at that. Kind of a little changing of the guard there. Good job, guys.
Let's go to the word. Stand at A's. Stand easy. Let's go. Let's go. Turn.
Escort for the word. Load. Arms.
Give a little bit of space a bit because they're going to right wheel.
Escort for the word. By the right. Right wheel. Quick. March.
Yes, back please.
Artillery at the tower. Kind of a loopy cannon there. Didn't fare too well. Boy, they pack a lot of stuff in this building. So we must be near the exit because we're at the gift shop. Let's go quick over the moat. Here's the moat. Thank you. Nice moat. Good place to grow grass.
Windsor Castle is very similar to the tower because both were built on a mound surrounded by a ditch. The ditch would be full of water and it would be one of the defensive features of the tower complex. So it would be accessed by drawbridges which could be pulled up if anybody threatened to invade. Here at the tower, the Duke of Wellington, Arthur Wellesley, who we encountered in St Paul's a very long time ago, when he was governor of the tower here, he had the moat drained. This was because it had become like the waste disposal system for the entire area. Yeah. By the 1850s, everything was being thrown into the tower's moat and into the river. Absolutely everything. And in 1858, there was the Great Stink. A warm summer, the foul aromas made this environment unbearable. So the moat was drained. Since then, it's been used for events and installations. Last year, over 100 million wildflower seeds were planted in the moat to create what was called Super Bloom. This is a wildflower meadow which includes many pollinators, and it was done for the 70th anniversary, the Platinum Jubilee of Elizabeth II.
Tower Millennium Pier. We're going on a boat ride. Oh, look at that. Tower Bridge.
So the River Thames is the longest river to flow entirely in England. It's 215 miles long in total, from its source in the Cotswold Hills in the west of England to the Thames estuary, where the river finally empties out into the North Sea.
Do you want me to open the
About
doors?
40 miles. And first of all, the crew is taking us under London's most famous river crossing, Tower Bridge. And it's what's called a bascule suspension bridge. Bascule is another French word meaning seesaw. The arms in the centre of the bridge, which we're about to go under, open and can be opened in a matter of less than a minute. Opened and closed just over 2 minutes. Tower Bridge lifts opens every day of the year except the day of the London Marathon. On this day, Tower Bridge forms part of the marathon course, so hundreds of thousands of people run, walk, stagger, whatever, across Tower Bridge.
So this boat really travels, and we're coming out of Tower London Bridge, London Tower Bridge. Look at that.
Back in 1973.
This is London Bridge.
This is London Bridge coming up. This is where the tides, the heights of the tides of the Thames are measured. A difference of 20 feet between high and low tide, governed by the sea tides. This bridge replaced a Victorian bridge, which was demolished to prepare for this modern bridge. The Victorian bridge was then transported across the Atlantic Ocean, along the Panama Canal, and into the Arizona desert, where it was rebuilt at a leisure resort at Lake Havasu is located. So we're just going under this green and yellow bridge. This is Southwark Bridge. And as we come through Southwark Bridge, we're coming towards a bridge I mentioned many hours ago, the Millennium Footbridge, or the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge, just ahead of us. It was opened by the Queen in the spring of the year 2000, a Millennium Project. It was closed by the Metropolitan Police the very next day, and this was because it began to move. It was a phenomenon known as lateral vibration.
Is this the Harry Potter Bridge?
This is the Harry Potter Bridge, yes indeed. Now, in the early 1940s,
Waterloo
because
Bridge.
at that stage the men were still away at war, so we know it as the Ladies' Bridge. It's the only river crossing that came in on schedule and within budget, and it's never cracked. It's remained in perfect condition. It replaced a previous bridge, which was known as the Strand Bridge. New Scotland Yard, over to the right, the white stone building, behind the trees, headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, founded by Sir Robert Peel in the 1830s. Parliament here to the right. We've got the Elizabeth Tower to our right, 300 feet high. And now to the right, the lower chamber, the House of Commons. Incredibly, if you've seen the scenes from the House of Commons, especially of late when they're all insulting each other and jeering across the chamber, we have elected, we've put those people there. Apologies on behalf of the nation. Not a very good advert, but anyway, the House of Commons, there the benches are green, and the colour of Westminster Bridge reflects that, being the closest bridge to the Commons. Here, under the square-built Victoria Tower, we have the upper chamber, the House of Lords. An increasing proportion of the Lords is becoming by election.
rather than just being born into the aristocracy, which used to guarantee the male line a seat in the Lords. Thank goodness that's no longer the case.
Debbie, this is our hotel, the Claremont Victoria. Look at that. What a regal hotel. You know, it's good if it's got two flags in it. You can hear that they're practicing their song.
It's wonderful.
You know, this is just for us. Our serenade.
That's it. Is that a color or is that extra?
No charge.